Hey everyone, this is Duchess of Carolina with Duchess Discussions. Thanks everybody for being here today. We are going to cover the Brittanee Drexel live stream with Georgetown County Sheriff's Department. How's everybody doing today? Thanks for being here. Can you guys hear me okay? Put one in the chat if you guys can hear me okay. Please. I just want to say hey to everybody real quick before we get started. Can you guys hear me okay? Excellent, excellent. So I just want to say hey to Dippy. Thank you for being here. Libby, my main bish, thank you for being here, love. I appreciate you. Pindar, so good to see you. Hope you're doing well today. Raylaw, thanks for being here. Hope you're doing good. And Carter, what's up? Hope you're doing good. I'm reading the chat off my phone because it's just so much easier. Jackie Blue, thank you for being here. Glenda R. Who else we got here? Sharon Johnston. Hey, I'm so glad that you came to the live stream today. Hey, Tiff. Good to see you. So we are going to talk about the Brittanee Drexel case. And as you guys know, Brittanee Drexel disappeared on the night of April the 25th of 2009. She was 17 years old and she is from Chile, New York. I know there was some people saying she's from Chile. And I'm like, yeah, but there's actually a city in New York called Chile. Brittanee Drexel left the Bar Harbor Hotel in Myrtle Beach, and she actually went to spring break without telling her mom. She went with her friends without her mom's knowledge or permission, and she walked to another hotel just a short distance away. And from there, she had texted her boyfriend to say that she was going to see another friend at another hotel, and she has not been seen since. So police had no real leads until 2016 when it was announced that a prison inmate had told them that Drexel had been abducted and killed. And the man accused by the informant denied any knowledge of any alleged crime. And based on that information, the FBI considered the case a homicide, even though there was not any identified suspect at that time. So, it's been 13 years. It's been 13 years and almost a month. On the 25th of May, it would have been 13 years and a month. So, the last person that supposedly saw Drexel alive was Peter Brozowitz, which was a 20-year-old nightclub promoter who Brittanee had known from the Rochester, New York area, who was also vacationing in Myrtle Beach. And apparently they had met at a local nightclub the night before. And the police did interview him and said that no one was ruled out. And of course, there were several people that, came in and out of the situation that they were taking a look at. But of course, it ended up really coming down to finding out information about this Raymond Moody. It's just really scary to think about. This guy was charged with the obstruction of justice, and he was arrested on Wednesday of last week. And he was actually named a person of interest in the case in 2012. So when I see the story say that nothing happened until 2016, that's not true, because there was a lot of people that were interested in this case. And he was another person of interest. Moody is a registered adult Tier 3. He was convicted in 1983 of rape by force, kidnapping, and lewd act on a child under the age of 14, among other charges, according to the sheriff's office. And now, of course, when we look up Raymond Moody's record, it does say that the charges go back to April 25th of 2009 for obstruction of justice. And that happened because when those human remains were found, they went and searched the home property of Raymond Moody, and those human remains were found just outside of the area of where his home is in Georgetown County. So I have a feeling that today's press conference is going to be very, very interesting. There's been multiple agencies working on this investigation, not only the Georgetown County Sheriff's Office, but SLED, which is South Carolina Law Enforcement Division, and the FBI. So this will be very interesting to see exactly what transpires today. So let's get over and see what is going to go down. So we are going to go over there now. Let me share my page over here. It says this is where the press conference is going to be. Hey, DW, thanks for being here. Hi, Alienated. Hope you're doing well. We are just waiting for this press conference to start. This has been a long time coming, guys. This has been a long time coming. And I just really want Brittanee Drexel's family to know that we have been praying for their family. I believe that they deserve to have closure. This man is a long-time convicted felon, and it just creeps me out. I found some old pictures of him also, and I'm going to share that after the press conference, and maybe they'll show that at the press conference. He's just so creepy. Oh, it just makes me irritated that this has even transpired. So we are just waiting for this press conference to go live. We've got about 7 more minutes. Is there anyone that has any questions about this case? We can continue to talk about it if you guys want to. I know that there's just so much information. You know, there was another guy, Timothy Taylor, that was also somebody that they looked at in this case. There's been multiple people, but I really believe that they have got the guy. They have got the guy that they are looking for. So I'm really excited to see. Hey, Izzy Pop, how are you doing? So I see they've already got 260 people on the Facebook, and this is actually the live press conference page for Georgetown County Sheriff's Office on Facebook. I know WMBF News locally is going to be covering the live press conference as well. So I wanted to make sure that I did bring this to you guys live, since it's in the state where I live, and Brittanee Drexel did go missing not very far from where I live. And so this case is really important to me and Libby, because Horry County, South Carolina is the #1 area for human trafficking in the state of South Carolina, because we are a tourist location. There is so many interchanges on the highway interstates that lead to Florida and up north. So this is the 3rd year in a row that Horry County, South Carolina was named the top human trafficking location in South Carolina. It's a really nice place to come and visit, but there's certain areas in Myrtle Beach that you definitely want to be very careful. If you come on vacation, even if you're with your family, I don't advise even if you're over the age of 18, I would advise always going with someone somewhere, making sure that you're watching everything around you, not staying out late, not going out drinking and just, flying by the seat of your pants, because anything can happen. We have seen that multiple times. I mean, we have another local that's never been found, Heather Elvis. And I'm really praying for justice for Heather Elvis also. So This press conference should be starting here in about 4 minutes. Let me just go to the chat and see what you guys are saying. Hey, Inge Carter. Yeah, because we're right on the coastline, Dippy. Yeah, I mean, it happens a lot more than people realize down here. I tell anybody that comes to this area to vacation, choose wisely where you stay and be really careful when you stay down on the main strip on Ocean Boulevard in Myrtle Beach. It didn't used to be that way, but there's a lot of stuff that goes down. We've had several shootings in that area, gang fights. It's a really scary part of town down there. So people that come into town, they have money, and it can be really nerve-wracking. So we're going to tune into this press conference now. It is sad, Pindar. It is very sad. Well, he was a suspect, Ray Law, back in 2012, but nothing ever came of it. They didn't really have enough evidence. And then there was actually more people that came up as possible witnesses, too.
Good afternoon. Thank you for being here today. My name is Carter Weaver, and I'm the Sheriff of Georgetown County. I'm joined by case agents from the Georgetown County Sheriff's Office, the Georgetown County Coroner Chase Ridgway, Myrtle Beach PD Chief Amy Propp, Horry County Sheriff Philip Thompson, Solicitor Jimmy Richardson, South Carolina Law Enforcement Division Chief Mark Keel, FBI Special Agent in Charge Susan Forensic, members of the U.S. Attorney's Office, Don and Chad Drexel, and family. The purpose of this press conference is to address recent law enforcement activity within Georgetown County as it pertains to the disappearance of Brittanee Drexel. Miss Brittanee was reported missing from Ocean Boulevard in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina on April the 25th, 2009, approximately 33 miles north from where we are today. Originally, a task force was created and staffed by agencies from Horry and Georgetown County to investigate the disappearance of Brittanee. That was 13 years ago. And that collaboration continues today and has grown to include the 15th Judicial Solicitor's Office, the South Carolina Law Enforcement Division, and the Federal Bureau of Investigation. Brittanee's mother, Dawn, and Chad, and Father John were promised that every resource would be used to find the answer of what happened to Brittanee, where did it happen, how did it happen, and why did it happen. The why may never be known or understood, but today, this task force can confidently and without hesitation answer the rest of those questions along with the who is responsible. The who is Raymond Douglas Moody. who lives at 5502 Rose Hill Road in Georgetown, South Carolina. His date of birth is May the 9th of 1960, and he is a white male with an extensive sex offender criminal history. The Georgetown County Sheriff's Office charges against Mr. Raymond Moody are murder, kidnapping, criminal sexual conduct in the first degree. All of these charges occurring within the jurisdictional limits of Georgetown County, all of which occurred on April the 25th of 2009.
Oh my
and
gosh.
all of which detail Brittanee Drexel as the victim.
Wow.
Charges against Raymond Moody were made possible through investigative findings and evidence that led us to a possible site where Raymond Moody buried a deceased Brittanee Drexel on or about April the 26th of 2009. Human remains were discovered at that location on May the 11th of 2022. The remains were recovered by the FBI's evidence response team and transferred to Georgetown County Coroner Chase Ridgway. Coroner Ridgway, along with the Charleston County Coroner's Office, positively identified through dental records the remains we found were indeed Brittanee Drexel.
Oh my
The
gosh.
South Carolina Law Enforcement Division also performed DNA analysis and corroborated the coroner's findings. This has been an exhaustive case
Wow.
that has generated cooperation from the public and the media over the past 13 years. We all thank you for that. I am also thankful to be standing with professional law enforcement officers who are dedicated to this case and were prepared to act when opportunities to solve this case presented themselves over the past few weeks. To the Drexel family, we mourn with you and pray for you as you cope with the tragedies of 13 years ago. No one deserves to go through this, and our hearts go out to you. Our only hope is that this finding allows your family to grieve properly. Thank you.
Wow. I had to go get a tissue, y'all.
Good afternoon. I'm Chief Jamie Prock, here representing the men and women of the Myrtle Beach Police Department. This day is definitely bittersweet. While we are certainly grateful for being able to bring some closure to Brittany's family. Brittany's family and friends in our community, we are honored to be here today with Brittany's family. It's not the final chapter we had hoped for. Every police officer has that one case that frequents their every waking thought. This was that case for many people in our team and several agencies throughout the circuit and throughout the state. We all stayed close with the Drexel family as we exhausted avenue after avenue in this investigation that lasted 13 years and involved many dedicated law enforcement professionals from local, state, and federal jurisdictions. On behalf of the Myrtle Beach Police Department, past and present officers, and so many more of the teammates that stand behind me and throughout the circuit and throughout the state, I extend our deepest condolences for these loved ones. We will continue to stand with you. Thank you. I'd like to introduce FBI Special Agent in charge, Susan Forensic.
Good afternoon, everyone. We're here today under such sad circumstances. For 13 years, we've been hoping for a different outcome. And in the last week, we confirmed that Brittanee lost her life in a tragic way at the hands of a horrible criminal who was walking our streets. While the news today doesn't bring Brittanee back, it does allow the family to take one step closer to getting justice for the actions that occurred to her. And throughout the investigation, all of the people we see here and all the investigators, the technical expertise, the analysts, evidence recovery teams, no one wavered over this time, and we wish that we could have come to these results sooner. As Chief Proc said, we're here for the family, not just today and through this investigation, but moving forward, and our hearts mourn with them for the loss of their child. So today, I'd like to focus on the fact that Brittanee has been found and she can be with her family and at peace. And I appreciate all that the media and the public have done to get us to this point, because without input, with the media keeping the story alive, without getting the message out, we wouldn't have tips that would help investigators get through the investigation. So thank you for all you've done. And again, our hearts go out to the Drexel family. Thank you. And with that, I'd like to introduce Solicitor Jimmy Richardson.
Hey, I'm Jimmy Richardson. I'm the solicitor for Horry and Georgetown counties. There are few things in life worse than losing a child. But one of the things that I believe qualifies for that is losing a child and not being able to bury that child.
Yes.
That's why we have the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier there in Washington, the MIA, and we remember flags. These past 13 years have been extremely difficult. The Drexel family have lived this. And, you know, a lot of twists and turns along the way. Today, on Saturday, about 2 o'clock, I got a call from Chief Mark Hill, and Brittanee's remains had been identified by sled, and it's kind of a bittersweet call, but at least at that point, we knew that we were on the right trail. The accused, Raymond Moody, is in jail. He's charged with rape, murder, and kidnapping. And he is down there at Georgetown County Sheriff's Office. In the coming months, we will move to seeking justice for Brittanee. And we'll be talking about arraignments and indictments and hearings. But today, I think it's a good day to somberly be reminded of Brittanee and all that she and her family have had to go through. Now, in those 13 years, you've heard it several times, but South Carolina Law Enforcement Division, Georgetown County Sheriff's Office, Carter Weaver, Philip Thompson and Horry County Sheriff's Department, Amy Proc, the Myrtle Beach Police, U.S. Attorney's Office, and especially the FBI. Those guys have worked tirelessly to get to where we are today. And I'm telling you that to say that I actually saw Amy Proc down helping with the excavation. These guys have been nothing but professional. They've never tired. They've never wavered. They never quit working, and they never gave up. So all of that stuff sort of come together, that perseverance and hard work. And again, in the days and weeks to come, we'll certainly turn to justice. And obviously, justice is never going to be good enough. That's the fallacy in all of this. That somehow we're going to do our very best to see that Raymond Moody pays for what he's done here. But that is not going to replace Brittanee. But what we have been able to do is to return a body to Chad and Dawn. And hopefully start the process of closure. And again, closure is not nearly as good as justice, and justice isn't nearly as good as just having it not happen. But that's all we have to offer. So again, to repeat, Raymond Moody is in custody, is being held. He does not have a bond. That original bond was on a obstruction of justice charge. That's another charge that I failed to mention, but he remains in custody. The body has been located and identified by DNA and dental records, and has been given over to the Drexel family, who I want to introduce to you now. This is Chad and Dawn Drexel.
Hey everyone. I want to take this opportunity to thank the FBI, all the law enforcement agencies that worked on her case, the solicitor's office, and all the investigators who never gave up on the search for Brittanee, and the individuals responsible from taking her from us. I want to thank those of you in the media that kept Brittanee's story current and didn't forget about her or our family. I want to thank the many volunteers that helped search for Brittanee and answers with us. You have all inspired me and the investigators to keep going. I am comforted by everyone who has been a part of our lives and those we have met along the way. This is truly a mother's worst nightmare. I am mourning my beautiful daughter, Brittanee, as I have been for 13 years. But today, it's bittersweet. We are much closer to the closure and the peace that we have been desperately hoping for. I am slowly processing everything that has come to light. I have not hidden from commenting or discussing Brittanee's case publicly. We do not plan on speaking or answering any questions today. I do ask that you respect our family's privacy and allow us to grieve during this time.
Yeah.
We do intend to speak at some point. Today marks the beginning of a new chapter. The search for Brittanee is now a pursuit of Brittanee's justice. Also, I did want to make everyone aware that we will be holding a celebration of life in Rochester and also in Myrtle Beach. We will be giving dates at a later time.
And thank you all. Thank you for everything you've done. I know I break up, but it is bittersweet, and we have a little more closure than what we wanted. Weighing this all out is tough on a dad, tough on a mother, but having faith and hope is what's going to guide us through the end result, because they still have the work to do and we have full. I cooperate. I mean, the support that I can give them is not even near what I want to give them. So thank you guys. Thank you.
Yes. Law enforcement, the FBI, they did an amazing job on Brittanee's case. It may have took them quite a long time, but we are glad that we're able to bring Brittanee home.
One last thing I'm going to add is there's several different law enforcement, several different divisions, several different types. And being paramilitary, you're working Army, Navy, Air Force together as one to find one person. That's basically what they did. And that's incredible. So thank you.
That breaks my heart. Okay, guys. Wow. That was That was intense. That was really intense. Let me get back over here so I can stop sharing this. I did want to show you guys some pictures. This is Raymond Moody. I think this is the one that I'm sharing. Can you guys see that? Hey, Kim Holmes, thanks for being here. Put a 1 in the chat if you guys can see the screen. This was Raymond Moody back then. Were some other pictures. There he is. This is when he was first a suspect. This picture right here. This is what he looked like when he was investigated in 2012. That's Raymond Moody. This guy is sick. I mean, there was just another level 3 sex offender that did 16 years for raping women in elevators at knife point. This guy raped 2 women in an elevator in the Bronx, back to back, and he got caught. He did 16 years. He was out 43 days, and he raped another woman at knife point in an elevator. All 3 of his crimes were knife point rapes in an elevator. This just goes to show you that these level 3 sex offenders, it doesn't change. It doesn't change the way that they proceed in life. There is no recidivism y'all, it just makes me so irritated that our system is broken, that we cannot protect people in our society from people like this. I don't know what they thought 16 years was going to do. This is what Raymond Moody looks like now. I don't know. It just disgusts me. I can't. Yeah, he escalated to murder. And to think that they had 2 or 3 different suspects after they came upon him in 2012, there were 3 other people that they investigated after him. So that is really what irritates me about this, is this guy, they looked into him, and then they went on to look at other suspects, and he was still out there. So isn't it possible that he could have been doing this to other women in the interim? What don't we know about what else Raymond Moody has done? It just disgusts me. Yes, he's been free this entire time, Nicolina. And they did interview him and look into him in 2012. And it's 2022. That's how long it's taken in this case. I just feel like we need some type of different laws. And I just have to question, are there more victims? because I just feel like that there is. And it just makes me extremely, extremely sick. Hey, AP, thanks for being here. I appreciate y'all coming over. I'm very, very, very happy for the family that they were able to get the answers that they deserve. I hate that it had to end this way for them. I literally had to go get my tissue because I was crying watching that press conference. To think that she's been laying out there in the woods beside of his house this entire time for 13 years. It just fucking disgusts me. Yes, Kim Holmes. Kim says yes, and they will eventually kill so they don't get caught. It's she was just found this past week. They discovered the remains, Nicolina, and he was arrested last Wednesday. And the only thing that they would tell us down here on from the Georgetown County Sheriff's Department is that he was charged with obstruction of justice. But I was thinking back and I looked back into the case and I was like, they have already spoke to this guy. And as Chris said in the chat, one of our friends that lives down in Georgetown County, that's a sub, and she's a moderator on my channel. She was there when they were searching where he was staying at the time. She remembers that. Oh, it just gives, she was such a beautiful young lady. But, you know, she called her boyfriend. Like I was telling you guys before, she called her boyfriend to say she was leaving her hotel in Myrtle Beach and she was going to go to another hotel to meet a friend. And that must have been when she ran into him. And the FBI did say that they thought that she was brutally essayed and that she was murdered. In 2016, the FBI said that. They thought at the time that she was possibly thrown into an alligator pit. I'll never forget that because I just cringed thinking about that. So I don't know if they still think that, and then her remains were put in the woods. Like, I don't know exactly how she was murdered because obviously they didn't go into any details, but I'm sure it will come out. I'm sure that there will be something that will be said about that. So, and yes, he lived in the motel. He lived at the Sunset Lodge. Yeah, that's what they said, Chris, that she was, they thought that she was put in an alligator pit after she was murdered. So I'm like, how did the remains end up in the woods? I don't know. It's just disgusting. I can't imagine what her family must be feeling right now. But I'm really glad that this case has come to a close because I believe the not knowing is worse for the parents. And I know that one of my dear friends is in the chat, Sharon Johnston, and her daughter is missing. And she may be here in Myrtle Beach. And Libby and I have been flip-flops on the ground, putting out flyers, interviewing people. We have traveled all the way down to Kingsport, South Carolina, locally, just interviewing people and asking, have you seen Amber Ray Johnston? And we're not going to stop until we find the answers. So I'm hoping that Sharon will contact me and maybe she'll want to. I love you too, Sharon. I hope that Sharon will, we can plan to possibly do a live stream because I do want Sharon to share her daughter's story because I think it's very important because it's all the things that don't make any sense in, you know, a mother knows when there is something that's wrong. I realized that Brittanee came down on the spring break vacation and she didn't ask her mother's permission, but it doesn't mean that she deserved to have this happen to her. Nobody deserves that. This man deserves to get the death penalty. And in South Carolina, we don't have lethal injection. We have electrocution, or you can choose the firing squad. So I feel like that he should get the death penalty, in my opinion. That's just my opinion, but that's because I believe in the death penalty. I support that. A lot of people don't, and I respect that, but that's just my personal opinion. Because I think anybody who rapes and murders kids or young women or the elderly, I just don't feel like there's any rehab for people like that. So, Nicolina, I don't know if Tina Simmerly ever lived here in South Carolina. Did she? That's interesting. I'm sure Moody probably doesn't want to even comment, but he is a creeper. Did you guys not think he was really creepy? Ugh, I cannot. Just, we have so many cases recently, like there was Sheridan Wall. Sheridan Wall was someone that a young girl, she was beautiful. She came up from Florida. She was going to visit her dad in Myrtle Beach. And then she called her mom and said that she decided she wasn't going to go visit her dad and that she was going to come back home. And then her mom never heard from her again. The father said she never showed up. She was last seen in the central part of Myrtle Beach, same area that I was just telling you guys about earlier. That used to be a really great tourist spot, but now, it's kind of shady down there. And, she ended up with her car, found that it was like set on fire. And she was found not too far from a fire department. I think it was down off 22 going away from Myrtle Beach. So, and they wanted to say that she did it to herself. And I'm like, come on, people. If she says that she's driving home and then she just ends up in some weird place and her car is burnt, like none of that makes sense to me. Something is happening to these women. And with Horry County being the centralized county that is the most prevalent for human trafficking in South Carolina, it's something that is a serious problem that we need to address more seriously. And that's why when I tell people, when I see them, I'm like, you need to make sure that you are using all of your general awareness. I mean, Ernie can't teach general awareness to save his life. He wouldn't know the first thing to tell people about how to protect themselves when they go on vacations to places like this. But it is so essential to know, be familiar with your surroundings. Don't go off and be drinking and not have a safe way to get back to where you are. Make sure that you're always with your friends. Don't go off alone. Don't be walking down the boulevard at 2 a.m. because somebody will snatch you, because that's how people are. There is some really bad drug neighborhoods. People get shot down in Myrtle Beach all the time. It is not a safe place to be, especially in the middle of the summertime, when people are, because when there's a lot of people in town, you'd be amazed at people will just look the other way. People will literally just look the other way, like out of sight, out of mind. And it is really sad. So we definitely don't want to see those things happening. We have to protect our friends and our children. So I'm just really glad that the Georgetown County Sheriff's Office did this live stream today to let us know that he was charged with murder and with the rape of Brittanee Drexel. And I hope that he gets a sentence that is deserving of the crimes that he has committed, because he's committed heinous crimes in the past where he has raped other people. And I don't think that he deserves to get a pass at all. So, yeah, and Libby has just posted a link in the chat about the Sheridan Wall playlist. What is my Cash App? My Cash App is Duchess for the Missing. I think I have it on here on my screen somewhere. I'll put it up on the screen. So, do you guys have any comments or anything about this? We are still looking for Heather Elvis. I believe that she is. I really don't know if she'll ever be found, and I really do hope that there will be closure in her case. That something will happen, and that somebody will either come forward with information in her case as well, because she is another young lady who is actually a resident here in Myrtle Beach. My husband knows her family, her mother and father, and I went out and searched for Heather Elvis. You know, a lot of us did. And I really want to have justice for her. I know that Sidney Moore, who is in jail right now, he is trying to get a new trial, saying that he wasn't present at the boat ramp when she went missing. So I hope that Libby and I can cover that case again. Tammy is not up for any retrial, but Sidney Moore is, and he's the one that had an affair on his wife with the young Heather Elvis, and that's why I think something happened to her. So if you guys could just put some purple hearts and prayer hands in for Brittanee Drexel and her family, we definitely want to be praying for them, because I cannot imagine what they are going through. It's going to definitely take some time to absorb this. And when Raymond Moody goes to trial, we will be live streaming that, because I want to see justice for Brittanee Drexel. Absolutely. Absolutely. So, yes, Chris, that woman is crazy. That whole trial was crazy in itself. That went down. It just got me all messed up. But I really appreciate y'all being here to watch this live stream. I was really hoping, hey, Kaz, that there would be some answers for this family, because she deserves justice. It's been a long time coming. And I know that the sheriff's office in Horry County and Georgetown County has been working with SLED and FBI to try to close this case, but it just seems like it went really around, way out of context of where it needed to go, because they had the guy the whole time in 2012. And then they went and investigated 2 or 3 other people, and that didn't pan out. And they had the guy the whole time. I can't wrap my head around it. I can't. When he started talking, I literally had to go cry, because it broke my heart. I'm just, I get emotional about that, because I can't imagine what my friend Sharon is going through, because she doesn't know where her daughter is. And her daughter has children, and she is now a grandmother. And that's why I do what I do. And that's why Libby does what she does. We want to help find the missing, whether they're kids, whether they're adults. Somebody loves them. People love and care about them, and they deserve to come home. It doesn't matter what they've done or where they've been or the decisions that they've made. They're a human being, and they're important, and they are loved, and they deserve to have closure, to know if they're alive. And if they're not, then, they deserve to know what's happened to their family. So, Sharon, we are going to continue to pray that we find your daughter, Amber Ray Johnson, and we're not going to give up. We're not going to give up. It's going to happen. Hey, Winter Moon, thanks for being here. So, I really appreciate all of you guys being here. I don't know what's going on with Tamori's daughter, but I'm praying for her. Obviously, I haven't been on YouTube much. I've had other things that's going on, so definitely praying for her daughter as well. I know that she's got a lot of things going on. So thank you guys so much for being here. I'll probably be live later on in the week. It is bike week, so my husband took off Wednesday through the weekend so that we could enjoy some time together. But I may be back live later. I have some other stuff that I want to chit chat about. If you guys haven't checked out mine and Libby's comedy video, please do that, because we all need to laugh in this Mercury retrograde thing that's happening. It's caused a lot of tension on YouTube. And so we made a funny video to kind of lighten the mood, because things have been really tense out here lately. So please go over and watch Libby's video. I shared it on my community post. You guys can find it there. There's probably going to be, according to Libby, I think 376 other parts to that. So we're going to be making another video for that. So I really appreciate everyone being here, and I appreciate your support. We are just trying to find the missing and give a platform to families who want to come and speak about their family members who are missing, so that they will have a chance to tell their story, and we can bring awareness to finding them and bringing them home safely. So I hope everyone has a beautiful Monday, and I will see you guys soon. So thanks so much, and I hope everyone has a blessed day. Bye-bye.